Rodrigo. We are now pleased to invite for the welcoming and opening remarks Mr. Gustavo Saboia Fontenelle Silva, General Coordinator of Energy and Sustainable Development of Ministry of Industry, Foreign Trade and Services, MDIC, in Brazil. The MDIC is a Brazilian government ministry responsible for the development policy on industry, trade and services in Brazil. The MDIC has implemented the Brazil-Japan Energy Cooperation Project as main counterpart of Brazil government.
Bem, bom dia a todos. Good morning, everybody. First of all, I would like to start thanking all the attendees who dedicated their precious time to be here with us this morning. Thank, first of all, the National Confederation of the Industry for the permanent partnership and their commitment with the topics of interest in terms of industry competition, and above all, for receiving us in their headquarters here in São Paulo in this event that is being held today. Thank you very much. Secondly, I would like to thank METI, the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry of Japan, which is the counterpart of our Ministry of Development and now Ministry of Industry, Foreign Trade and Services, MDIC, and whose cooperation, partnership, and ties of long date have allowed us to hold this event here today, a fruit of a set of discussions that have been happening in a very fruitful cooperation, as Rodrigo Garcia mentioned, and that was closed March this year. So thank you very much for your cooperation, Matty, for your commitment, partnership, and work that has been carried by the Center of Energy Conservation in Japan, the ECCJ. So thank you very much for all those who participated in this activity. And last but not least, I'd like to mention a few names, Mr. Yoshida and Mr. Kamaguchi, that did a lot and contributed very much for all the works that have been done, and also another agency that is core in all the discussions that we have in terms of energy, which is the central input for industrial competition and the work of the industrial activity in all parts of the world, which is the Ministry of Energy. So we are very happy, and we have the privilege of having a speaker, that is Mr. Carlos Alexandre Pires, who is a great collaborator, a great friend that helps us very much in everything that we build. Many times the government doesn't have this capacity or time, or it's not very much concerned with an articulation that is more fine-tuned. But for us in the Ministry of the Industry, we have this satisfaction of being able of having this close partnership with the Ministry of Mines and Energy. Thank you very much. And also some words are worth mentioning. Where do we come? Why did EMAK come here to Brazil? Such an important event worldwide. This comes because of the need of increasing the actions of conservation of energy and energy efficiency in our country. And it comes to Brazil and in not other country because of this cooperation that we will be elaborating on during this day. It's also important to speak more about EMAK, which is than this Energy Management Action Network. And we will have more details about this. We are not going to talk everything about, but just tell you about the possibilities that have and the main objectives of EMAK. First is to promote the improvement of energy efficiency. This is something essential, more essential in a country like Brazil, because we need to develop routes to ensure the energy safety. This is very important. Secondly, EMAC promotes the sharing of success cases, and this is what we'll be hearing here today. And these cases, how can they eventually be applied in our country and also bring actual experience of a company that participated in this cooperation, which is GM. Thank you, GM, for being here with us this morning, and show how this works. Secondly, to promote the training and qualification. This is so important to use a country like Japan, who is a leader in this process, all worldwide leadership of dealing with energy as a priority and to tackle this with all their knowledge. So unfortunately, I didn't participate in this process, but other colleagues in the government participated, other people from the private sector as well, so this was extremely relevant. There are a few things that are important and that we should mention now. Why should we discuss energy efficiency, conservation of energy? It might seem something elementary and obviously, but regretfully, this is not our reality. Of course, that our public here in this room is a differentiated and privileged public that knows the value, the cost, and the importance of the energy resources for industrial activities and even for the service industry. But unfortunately, this is not the reality of the country as a whole. So we are talking about a Brazil that consumes 33% of this energy that is used by the industrial sector. And we are also talking about an industrial sector that uses something between 60 and 80% of the power energy as their inputs for their operations. So what we see here are major opportunities of exploring the energy efficiency to reduce this use in a more rational and integrated way. What do we see as a prospects and that we will be discussing this day? First of all, to encourage economic growth. This is extremely powerful through actions of energy efficiency to bring environmental gains, especially in the reduction of emissions that can be translated in practical ways of reduction of cost of energy for the industrial activity and improve the general conditions of the different companies. So in summary, what are we tackling on and why are we bringing this topic? And thanking very much the partners involved here and all the attendees. We want to encourage economic growth. We want to bring gains to the environment and improve competition conditions in the industrial sector for the industries, for the companies, and for the service industry as well. So we wish you all an excellent working day, that the results can really represent new initiatives and efficiencies to our country. Thank you very much. Thank you for all your presence, ladies and gentlemen.